Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another video on Skylanders Ring of Heroes. And today we are talking to Com2Us. That is right, we're not talking to the actual viewers here, but you guys can listen along. Drop comments down below if you have anything additionally to add to this video. But Com2Us, today you are up to bat, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be giving you guys all of the stuff that we think as the community, the gaming community, at least the Kodeations community, would love to see change. That is right, it's going to be anything and everything from changes to new content suggestions, some ideas. As always, I like to give constructive criticism back, which then means I also criticize a little bit, but I do give you guys some ideas and some suggestions that you could definitely utilize and take free of charge. I'm not looking for any handouts, but I just want to make the game better, especially for myself and the community. We absolutely have a blast playing it, so Com2Us, this one is for you guys. So before we dive in, as always, if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest mobile games, be sure to smash that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, the first issue, massive issue that we're going to be taking a look at is going and discussing is going to be gold. That is right, 100%, almost every single player currently right now in the game, whether you are a new player or a late game player, it doesn't matter. Nevertheless, you are grinding out for gold. And what I mean by gold and why do you need gold? Well, let's just head over to the Skylanders section to show you what all takes gold and how much gold you can expect to, try to achieve and get in order to make any of this stuff work. So to give you guys an example, we're going to hop over here and we're going to show you guys. So taking a look at something like this, this is a 5-star Skylander. They are currently sitting in 4-star gear, a couple pieces at +6, a couple pieces at +3, and then you can also see that we can evolve them, awaken them, and transcend them. And just to give you guys an example, let's say, as you can see here, Flashwing needs to be evolved. If I click the evolution button, 45,000 gold is what that's going to cost me just to push her to a 6-star rank, so then I can start to increase her level from 70 up to 80. Okay, so that's going to be what that requires. The awaken section, 30,000 just to awaken them, and that's not even to awaken them at 6-star. This cost goes up according to what star rank they're at. So again, 30,000 there. Going to transcend them, which you can do a handful of times as well. Again, it's going to take some sort of upgrade material, and it's going to take 20,000 just for this first transcendent. Now, I don't know exactly what it's going to take, but I would assume that the transcendent cost is going to increase like everything else the more that you transcend them. So again, that's going to be just a massive amount of gold there that also goes into play. When you come here to something like this and you also go to upgrade them, you also have to, use potions as well if you wanted to speed boost that instead of grinding out that XP in the adventure mode. But hopping back over to Flashwing really quick, let's take a look at something here. Let me show you how much gold is an issue. So the first one is going to be going to a 4-star piece of gear at +3, right? So let's take a look at this. If you go to power this bad boy up, it's going to cost you 5,000 gold, 830. Okay, so that's absolutely insane. But on top of the gold requirement, it also makes you use ether. Both of these items, again, are very, very tough to come by. There is no way to just grind these individual items out. Now, you can grind out and farm gear, and then you can recycle that gear, but it doesn't give you gold. That's insane to me. The fact that how much gold is needed in order to power up and level up your gear. And then, you don't get any of that back from recycling your gear. So we'll get into that in a second with the actual suggestions portion of the video. But taking a look at even enchanting, if you were to come here and add an enchantment, I mean, something as simple as, one of these down here, 3,000 for a premium enchantment. But what nobody wants no premium enchantments, right? They're going to want to use the best that they can. So hopping over here to like a rare heroic enchantment, look at this, 25,000 just to add that to a piece of gear. And if you don't already know, you can enchant any piece of gear, and that's going to, again, cost another 25,000 only at the rare quality. I don't even have anything at that heroic level to show you guys, but I can only imagine how much gold it's going to cost in order to do so. Now, the next thing up that you look at when you look at some piece of gear, and that's going to be extracted. Let's say that you like this piece of gear, but you found something better for this specific Skylander, you want to swap that out, this piece of gear to another Skylander, maybe that isn't as leveled up, but it could definitely benefit from utilizing better gear. And in this case, you need two things. Again, you need a resource, which is going to be the extraction, whatever you want to call these things, and then you also have to spend gold in order to extract it. Again, it's just crazy how much things cost in this game for gold, and there's absolutely no way to just directly farm gold. So again, that's going to be a huge factor. Another thing that is hindering this is going to be if you hop over to the Cyclops Ether Fortress, there is no gold as a reward on any of these floors. Isn't that insane? I mean, even on the first floor, that's level 25, that everybody's going to be able to grind out really, really fast in the game. It's first day easy, hitting that level 25 mark. Sorry, excuse me. You don't even get gold from grinding this out. And isn't this the ultimate goal? I mean, the game is set up currently where you have to grind gear from the Cyclops dungeon. And what I mean by that is there is no gear worth at all keeping anything from the adventure mode. I mean, even on the hard stages, if I was to go as far as I can go here, and look at this, just for completing the hard mode at what is this? 4-7. So 4-7 hard mode, look at the gear. It's complete shabby. 3-star green gear, 2-star green gear. People by this point should be grinding out the 4th floor and getting 4-star gear at that legendary rank. Why the hell would you ever come to the adventure mode to grind out the gear? So again, it's going to be one of those things where I think it definitely is an issue that needs to be addressed. It goes hand in hand when it comes to the gold. Like I said, there's way too much stuff that are costing a massive amount when it comes to gold. And then not only that, I mean, there just isn't other ways to, adequately farm gold, which then would help with that issue. So again, that's some of the issues that I'm trying to arise to you guys as Com2Us. I hope that you guys can take this for what it's worth, look at it in a constructive manner, decide, that, hey, you know what, the points that he's making are very good. Let's bring it back to the table. Let's revisit the gold situation. How can we make the gold situation better by videos like this? That's my whole premise behind this video. I am not just bashing Com2Us. I know they have a bad rap at some of their games that they have created. I personally have enjoyed a lot of their games. I think that I enjoyed their development of the games, but I also think that any business needs to be pointed out if there is a flaw and or address some of the issues. So diving into what you can do, some of the really good options would be that me and the community have come up with, what would be adding a little bit of gold percentage drop to the actual Cyclops runs. And the reason being is because you're going to spend a lot of your time as a player in this game grinding out like the 4th floor and then eventually the 5th floor to get that 4-star and 5-star gear and to specifically get those stats that you want or that quality that you want. Adding a little bit of gold to this is going to obviously help, right? Because instead of a person having to leave the Cyclops dungeon to grind out previous stages have already done 1-7, everybody's familiar with 1-7, to just hopefully get a bunch of gold piled up so then you can 1-star or plus up, excuse me, you can plus 1 the gear that you just got in the Cyclops dungeon. So you're going to come here, dump loads of time and stamina into here. Then guess what? Then you got to go back over here because you're like, okay, yep, I've got a couple power-ups on that piece. Let's continue grinding out the Cyclops dungeon so I can continue to get more gear. And again, you're getting 0 gold, so you have to do double the work by shifting from the Cyclops dungeon to the adventure mode and back and forth. It's just, again, not a good system. I definitely think players are not enjoying it, and it's going to be something that's going to burn them out in the long run. Another really good option would be add some sort of recycling amount for gear. So even if it's a piece like this here, like a heroic weapon ether, even if it's nothing, if I've invested 0 gold into this piece, but when I recycle it, it only is going to give me 291 ether. That's insane, because if I was to go to the same piece and click the power up button, it cost me 644 in order for me to power this bad boy up. It's costing me 3 times as much in order for me to power it up, and it's then adding a second resource, which is going to be that gold that we were discussing. That's insane to me. You easily should be able to come in here, recycle the gear that you have currently been farming and gathering up, whether it's in the adventure mode, whether it's in Cyclops dungeon, add some sort of percentage based on the quality, potentially, whatever you want to do, but recycling that gear should easily add gold in here. Could be an easy fix and definitely help out the gold issue. Another really good option would be adding in some sort of daily grind or weekly grind, or even just challenging in general that costs stamina, that is going to be significantly worth it for gold. So like a cave of gold or some sort of like dungeon of gold, things like that. I know that Skylanders Ring of Heroes 2018 had something similar to this. I don't know why it didn't make it into the revamp version, but it definitely needs to be here, and I think it will just make things 10 times easier for the gold issue. So I guess that's going to be pretty much it for the gold stuff. I could go on and on and on. I could have made a video just strictly around the gold function in the game. But again, Com2Us, it needs to be addressed. Please fix that. Now, this does lead me into our next issue that we've got going on, and that is going to be the ether scaling issue. So because of the high resource cost and the cost that it is to just, I mean, literally upgrade pieces of gear, people are opting out to not farm 5-star and 6-star gear, because it's just insanely expensive. I mean, the difference between these two pieces. So this is a 4-star piece at +6. Look at this, 6,500 gold is all it's going to cost to try to pump it to +7, and it's only going to cost me 829 ether. Now look at this. If I hop over here to a 5-star piece at +6 at that heroic level, again, everything else is pretty much the same, but looking at this here, if I click the power up button, it's going to cost me 26,000 gold. That's ridiculous. So and not only that, it's jumping to 1,000. So the ether is not that bad of a jump. That's a lot more, feasible in my opinion. But looking at this from 6,000 to 26,000, that's adding 20,000 gold cost just to push this. Again, I just don't think it's worth it. And I think a lot of players are starting to figure that out. And what they are doing is they're doing something like this, where they're coming over to some of their 4-star gear and they're like, oh, this is a legendary 4-star piece. I'm going to go ahead and invest and pump this bad boy up to +15. Which isn't necessarily what you want them to do, because what's going to happen or already is happening, is players are investing in 4-star gear, cycling out 4-star gear, and not picking up 5-star gear, and not farming the 5th floor of those dungeons and the 6th floor of those dungeons, which in my opinion should be made worth it, right? You guys should definitely be pushing those 5-star and 6-star clears, because that's content you've already developed. But not only that, that should be the ultimate goal with any of these games. Take Summoner's War, for instance. I mean, your whole goal is to grind higher out stages. So again, I definitely advise you guys to get in there and try to change up some of this stuff. I mean, make the 5-star and 6-star gear way worth it. So again, not by price gouging their players on the cost, but make it worth it in the sense of these stats are significantly better. Get in there and definitely grind out the 5th and 6th floor to get the 5-star gear, because the threshold between 4-star and 5-star gear is that much more significant. So again, definitely needs to be addressed. It's definitely a major issue. Last but not least, I don't want to drag the video on forever, but last but not least, another thing I want to dive into, and that is going to be the PvP, or not PvP, the additional content that we would like to see in the game. Right now, currently, as the game sits, I'm having a blast, obviously. As again, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not just bashing Skylanders Ring of Heroes. I absolutely enjoy the game, and that is the reason why that I'm making this video, because I am passionate about the game. I enjoy playing the game. My viewers love to see the content on the game, and it's just one of those things where Jeez Louise, I don't know what is going on. I got a dry throat today, but basically, I'm just trying to save the game. I really want Com2Us to just understand us and see us as a community and know that we are backing this game. We are willing to invest in this game. We are willing to invest our time, our hard work, even money with some players, but things need to be changed for the better. So diving into the next thing that we would like to see. Currently, right now in the game, the end goal for a lot of players currently is going to be PvP. Right? Because they're basically grinding out the adventure mode as far as they can, or basically clearing the adventure mode on hard mode. There's nothing left there for them. There's nothing there in the adventure mode to grind out. Again, a side thing that you could definitely take into consideration. I'm sure somebody will drop it down below in the comment, but the rewards from those hard mode stages in adventure mode aren't worth grinding out over and over again, besides the experience maybe. But other than that, it's just simply not worth it. So a lot of players are diving into the arena, working their way up the ladder. But where the problem comes into play is once they hit 200,000 points, they basically are done. And the reason why I say they're done is because once the reset happens, then all it's doing is resets them back to, you know, the 200,000 mark. And when they and so at that point, why would they continue to push forward? I mean, again, it's one of those things where PvP is the sole focus right now of in-game, and I don't think you want it to be. And if you do want it to be, then there's definitely some additions. Things like, you know, RTA, you know, arena, so that real-time arena is definitely going to be a huge hit for the community, for the PvP community. Another thing you could do is add in some sort of tournament feature. Geez Louise. And then not only that, another really big one, shout out to Childish here, another really big one is going to be adding friendly battles. I mean, you can't even come in here and even gain wish stones from friendly battles. I mean, I know wish stones aren't much, but to a free-to-play player, if they're trying to max out a rare or super booster rare, it's definitely worth it. So again, I think that's some of the things that you can add for the PvP side of things. For PvE side of things, I definitely think that things like you know, daily boss mechanics, maybe like a world boss, maybe like a weekly boss, is definitely a way to go. Obviously, a cave for gold is going to be an easy one. I mean, add a section in here that you can come in here and grind out some gold, but make it worth people's while, especially if you're going to limit it. If you only limit it to 3 times a day, that gold's got to be significant, and I mean like way more than you can just grind out, you know, 20 times auto on adventure mode, or the Cyclops dungeon. You've got to make it absolutely worth people's time to get in there and not sleep on it, spend the stamina or the 3 attempts in order to grind it out. But that's an easy way to go. Another way that you can add this in, or another content, in my opinion, would be some type of boss mechanic. Add a niche boss fight that's maybe super hard, or it encourages players to pick up other Skylanders or test out other Skylanders. And I think adding in that additional challenge is definitely going to increase, you know, the people's interest in grinding out the game and playing the game for the long haul, and not just, you know, pick it up for the revamp, put it down in a month. So again, Com2Us, that's going to be it for the video, I think. But like I said, there's just a couple of different ideas there. If you guys are watching this video and you have anything else to add, drop it down below in the comments. Hopefully, Com2Us is checking out this video. Hopefully, they are learning and listening to the community, and hopefully making changes for the better. But I've been Kodeations, guys. Thank you guys very much. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.